Hey, what's up? I'm Diamond. Welcome back to the best and the brightest and nicest and the finest channel on YouTube, Diamond Star. Today I'll bring you a video about 10 things I think every student should do before they graduate college. And this does not discriminate against what year in college you're in. I don't care if you are a freshman in college or you're a senior in college and you have a day left. If you have time left as an undergraduate student, this is what I suggest that you do before you graduate. But before we get into the video, as always, please make sure that you like this video if you like the video. Also, make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss another video. You never miss seeing my beautiful face. Anyways, stick around because it's going down after this.
I've been on my grind, don't speak, they'll see it soon. I gotta get paid, yeah. I got it self-made, yeah. I stay in the gym and I stay in my lane.
Time to boss up, get your bag up, go get that degree, go.
Focus on me, I forgot that I got it too. I'm not needing you.
Before we get into it, I just kind of want to say once again that I'm back. I know I went a little bit into this in my last video, but I understand that everybody might not watch every single video. So you might not see last video, which you didn't see last video. You need to go watch the video that I just posted. It was kind of like a final goodbye to London when I was there, and just the little bit of vlogs that I had left that I never got a chance to post because everybody was telling me to stop posting because they didn't know what was going on. And I guess it just made people's nerves uneasy. I took a big long break because there was some illnesses that happened in my family that I just needed a moment. I just need to take a moment and just step back. I had some major life changes, as you already know from, well, I don't know if it's from the title of this video, but as you already might know, I did graduate from UNC Chapel Hill. 4 years seemed to have flew by. I love being graduated, and I just feel like I have been able to take the break that I've needed. My break was originally planned to be a gap year, but this year literally flew by so fast. This gap year might turn into 2 before I decide on if I decide to go back to school or not. But in the meantime, I am pursuing a new career, which is a career in real estate, which you will see more videos about the real estate market and just investing and money things that you're talking about and just building generational wealth coming up in my video. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I'm very excited to announce some new things and like passion projects that I have coming up. So just stay tuned for the announcements for those things. Now we can really get into the video. Now I caught y'all up on my life. We can move into the first topic of what I think I wish I would have done and things that I did do that helped me after graduation and things that I wish I would have done after graduation. Well, I meant before graduation. So here's number 1. So the first thing I suggest every undergraduate student do is to build a relationship with at least 2 professors. Keep an eye out on professors that you really bond with, and keep an eye out with professors that you can see yourself actually building a relationship with outside of school. It's kind of different from high school where, you know, high school teachers ain't no fraternizing. You know, they ain't talking to you, they ain't about to be your friend. You're not going to be able to meet them outside of the classroom like for coffee or lunch. That's not happening. In college, your professors are more so like your colleagues. Like, you still have to have that respect. So kind of think about like a mentor and a mentee type of relationship. But they are there for you to be able to talk to and pick their brains and to find out opportunities. If you have more than 1 year left, I would say at least 2 professors per year. At least 1 professor per semester if you want to break it down that way that you just bond with the most. But you might run across some professors one semester where you get along with all of your professors and you love all of them and you want to keep in contact with all of them, and they can all speak really highly on your behalf just in case you need them for future internship recommendations, job recommendations, or just any recommendations for applying to grad school. An easy way to build a relationship with your professors is to go to their office hours. You can do a lunch date. You can also send like a quarterly email that kind of thanks them for you was in their class for what they taught you. Then give them an update on your resume. Send your resume over to them. Reach out to them on holiday. Just stay in communication with them and stay at the top of their mind at all times. So if you ever reach out to them needing something, they won't be like, who is this student again? Who is that person? And they're actually able to give you a personalized recommendation or personalized advice to your situation specifically. Number 2. My second tip is to start a side hustle. This can really go without saying. Most people do this anyway before when they go to college, but not everyone knows how important or how impactful starting a side hustle can be in college. Honestly, entrepreneurs Entrepreneurial skills are essential in today's world. While any job can teach you some valuable skills, even if you like working while you're in college, being in college is the perfect opportunity not only start a business, but to grow a business, because you have a unique opportunity to take risk without having to worry about your security, where you're going to live, where you're going to eat, and, people to support you. People in college ain't got nothing but money and time. That's a perfect place to start a business. There are more than enough people there to support you just because they're bored or just because they consider you your friend. Consider you their friend. Some side hustles can be becoming a real estate agent. So many people that I know are real estate agents part-time that I've especially connected with over like TikTok. There's so many different people that do it part-time. It's very flexible, so you're able to work it around your schedule. So that's an excellent option if you want to do something where you can make some good money on the side. You might have to put in some work, but it also allows you to network and put some connections in. And if you don't know anything about real estate marketing, it can give you a head start on how to start investing your money when you get the chance. Another side hustle could be doing hair, doing nails. Go get your nail certification. Go get an esthetician license at a community college simultaneously while you're getting your degree. You can do mediocre hair and still make probably $1,000 a month, because there are girls that don't know how to do their hair like at all whatsoever. They need somebody. Even if you do not do a great job, they just need it done. Especially if you go to a PWI like me. They'll know what good look like, but everybody else around ain't gonna know what good look like. You just go get your hair done. You charge people $50-$60 to do it. There go extra money on the side. Oh, don't let me forget about makeup. Makeup too. Everybody is a makeup artist, but not everybody know how to do makeup. So if you know how to do makeup, you know how to do it well. That is also a very lucrative business that you could start when you get to college. And this kind of goes in the realm of social media. You can be a social media manager as well. Obviously, managing social media, you can manage individual people's social media for people that just don't want to be on social media but want to grow their social media. I don't know, reach out to brands. There's so many students at school that are starting businesses. Say, I'll be your social media manager for your business. Not only is that going to give you a little extra money on the side, because you can make about $50, $60, $100 a month or whatever. How much you charge depending on what your professionalism is and how much you can actually do for their company and their brand, how much they're making off of you. It's also something you could really put on your resume and use as examples and be a part of your portfolio when you have the opportunity to apply and tell recruiters the things that you've done and took the initiative to do while you're in school. Oh, and I can't forget about selling plates. If you have a room that has a stove and you know how to cook, selling plates is also very lucrative, because even though you have the dining hall, you have different restaurants on campus, some people are just going to miss the food that they miss. If you know how to cook a food from a specific culture, people are going to miss that type of food. So go ahead, put on your chef's hat, throw your gloves on, and cook. And people will be willing to pay for it. You can say that, hey, you can pre-order plates and you can make a pretty good money that way as well. If you want to know more side hustles that you can do, because trust me, I feel like 1,001 side hustles that you can do while you're in college and actually make really good money. Leave a comment down below and I'll make a video about side hustles that'll bring you in at least $1,000 a month. Number 3, the third thing that I think that you should do while you are a student in school is to save your refund check. Yeah, everybody says it, but time goes by fast. There are things that you want to do. Everybody's trying to take your money when you are in college, especially when they know you don't really have too much to do with that dollar. You can always use your refund checks to go to parties. You can spend your refund checks on food and drinks. And there's so many different things that you can spend your refund check on, but I will suggest that you save it, because it will be that's a good lump sum money that you get. And unless you're bringing in that type of income somewhere else, like you do social media, like I said, you have a side hustle and that money is not necessarily a big bulk to you compared to your overall how much you're getting, I would suggest saving it, because when you graduate, it would be really nice to have a few $1,000s saved up, especially if you're planning on relocating. You might not have a job right out the gate, but if you want to relocate anyway, you be like, I got $15, $16, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 saved up. And it's going to allow you to be a lot more flexible when it comes to what your after graduation plans are. I guess this is number 4. I don't know what number I'm on. My notes messed up, so it has letters and not numbers, but it is what it is. Anyways, the next tip that I have for you is to do your best to make up your mind about graduate school. Of course, if you are a traditional student, you have more than enough time to make up your mind about what you want to do after school. But it is a lot easier to make your mind up before you graduate, because after you graduate, like I said, time moves really fast. You might not have that same motivation to jump back into studying and necessarily taking care of the things that you need to take care of to be able to get back into graduate school and kind of get back in the swing of going to school and applying for school. And then once you start making money, a lot of people, they just say, I'm not going back to school. I'm not going back to school. Then once they start making money, it's a wrap. They be like, I'm not going back to be a broke college student when I'm sitting here with a $100,000 job. And I completely understand that. So just to avoid all of that, I would suggest that you figure out what you want to do after you graduate. Another big part of knowing what you want to do before you graduate, especially if it involves graduate school, because there are standardized testing that you need to prepare for. If you want to go into most master's degree program, it's going to require the GRE. Most people take the GRE in their 11th grade year. Most people take the GRE in their junior year, just like people take the LSAT or the SAT in their junior year. The same thing with if you want to go to med school, you have to study for the MCAT. And then when you're in college, you have like a group of people who may be also studying for the same thing as you. So you have those people to bounce off of. Once you are outside of school, you have to put a little bit extra effort in to surround yourself with people who are striving for the same goals that you are. And then same thing with law school. If you want to go to law school, you have to study for the LSAT. So the main ones is the LSAT, the GRE, the MCAT. I'm pretty sure there's more, but those are just the ones that came to mind. And a lot of those tests need to be taken in your junior year if you want to go straight through. It's probably best to start studying your sophomore year, taking your junior year if you want to go straight through to graduate school right after you graduate, so you don't have to worry about trying to study for the test, apply all in the same year. And the next few things I want to talk about, that it's also depending on what you want to do after graduation will depend on how much effort you put into your classes. Now, me personally, I went through school and understanding that I wanted to go back to school, get a graduate degree, so I cared about my grades. If you know you do not want to get if you know you do not want to get a master's degree, you might not have to care as much about your grades. You just kind of like pass and, just get through school. Also, required classes are important as well. You don't want to say that you want to go to med school but then finish your pre-med prerequisites. That will be, an issue that will probably prevent you from being able to go to grad school. So all of that is important to know before you graduate, so you will know how to properly prepare for graduate school. And don't forget about extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities are also important when it comes to resumes. They want to see that you took an interest in your free time and what you're going to school for. I don't think it'll hurt you necessarily if you don't have any extracurriculars that relate to what you're going to graduate school for, but I can't imagine that it could be helpful to have it on your resume that you took your free time to show genuine interest in the program of graduate school that you're applying for. The next tip that I have for each and every student who is in school right now before they graduate is to start a journal/diary. You don't have to write in it every single day, but anytime you have a significant event in your career or in your journey, make sure you write it down and be detailed, because you want to be able to go back and read these to be able to accurately and descriptively talk about your experiences while you were in school. You don't never want to college to be like a blur. Some people be having blurs of college, especially some people, they be out every night, they blur. You want to have some memorable experiences. Some people really fry their brains in college, if you know what I'm saying. You want to make sure that you stay alert and you stay in the moment, you stay present, and keeping a journal/diary will be very helpful, especially once again when you start applying for jobs after school. You'll be able to talk about your experiences in detail, and that'll kind of set you apart from other applicants that might not be able to be as descriptive as you about what they did in college, how they felt, how it helped, how you felt in a moment, because you're not going to remember every detail of everything if you never write it down, never talk about it. You can't sit in an interview and then just expect to descriptively talk about every experience down to the fine details that you hadn't even thought of since it happened. So it's very important that you keep a diary, journal of some sort. Boom. And your entries could be anything from your day-to-day, just being in school, your extracurricular activities, any experiences that you had with internships, study abroad. Let me see what else I have. Study abroad, internships, extracurricular activities. One thing that my school did in any experience that we had to write these detailed papers, like 10 to 12 pages long. And at the time, even though it was like a pain in the butt, looking back, I was able to really read about what we did and remember those details that I wouldn't have remembered. I did study abroad 3 times when I was in school. I studied abroad in London twice, and I studied abroad in China once. If you want to see those videos and those vlogs, it should be up here in the top right corner somewhere, or either in the link down in the bio. But because of those detailed papers that I had to write, and because of those journal entries that I had to keep for internships, I was able to remember a lot. And that's something I feel like everybody should do, so they can also have those memories. Even if you don't even bring it up even if you don't bring it up, you never know. You might write a book sometime in life, an autobiography, you get to tell your story. You're gonna have a lot to say because you're gonna have detailed accounts of what happened when you was in that moment and how you felt when you was in that moment, and real life feelings of when you was in that moment. All right, so I believe that we're on number 7 because they kind of jump back into the numbers now because my outline is getting better, and that is to plan a trip with your friends. Okay, college can be stressful. It can be very stressful, and you always see spring breakers celebrate spring break. Even spring break, winter break, it don't really matter. Plan a trip with your friends. And I'm gonna be extremely transparent with y'all. I only celebrated spring break like one time, and even then, that was my senior year, and it was during the panini. I had fun during my spring breaks, but there was always things that I was trying to do during my spring breaks. I was like, I'm gonna sacrifice my spring break so I could do this. Wish I wouldn't have did that. It was fun, but I wish I could have experienced more spring breaks before everything went down. I just didn't expect for that to happen because my senior year was gonna be my big spring break. I was gonna go like out of the country somewhere, but that didn't get a chance to happen. The best way to go about planning a trip with your friends when you're in college is to do it at the beginning of the semester. All right, when everybody get their refund check, start rounding up the troops and letting everybody pay for their tickets and hotel rooms and getting all the itinerary. Somebody got to be on top of it. Yeah, because if you wait too long, everybody can be like, oh, I don't have money. And that trip to Greece is going to turn into a trip to Cancun. Then before you know it, you're going to be in Miami. Then it's going to be right back in Myrtle Beach or Virginia Beach. So, or either you might settle for the bowling alley. You don't want either of those things to happen. So make sure that you have that one responsible friend to get the itinerary, at least one responsible friend, to get the itinerary together, to gather everyone's money, and to book the trip to make sure everyone goes. And it always be something fun that you can remember. Thankfully, I did, I had my trip experiences, and I want y'all to have y'all trip experiences too. So please take my advice on that one. Group trips are always fun. You always experience a lot of emotions, but if you really didn't laugh, cry, get scared, and get extremely happy, did you even really have fun? I don't know. If you didn't go through all the emotions, I don't really know if you can consider that fun. Miami is not for the weak, especially if you go with your friends. Okay, moving on. Join a professional organization. So while you're in college and you're partying like you're a rock star, please make sure to join a professional organization, because even though they might not know that you're partying like a rock star, they're going to be like, you are a proactive. So depending on whatever your career field is going to be, that's what you want to join. If you want to be a doctor, join the if you're a black, let's say you want to be a black doctor. To join the Black Doctors of America, I guess. I don't know. If you're Native American, you want to be a journalist, I think is NAHJ. Like, find professional organizations that align with your beliefs and also aligns with specific characteristics that you have, and also the career path you want to go into, and that will allow you awesome opportunities to network. I mean, I know somebody who got some amazing mentors just from joining professional organizations, being active in those organizations, and utilizing that title student. Number 9 is going to be make as many friends as possible. make friends in your dorms, make friends in your classes, go out with partners from group work. When you go to parties, clubs, jobs. If you want to talk more about making friends, I actually got a video about how to make friends, so watch that video as well. But it's so important to just broaden your network in college. Now I truly understand your network is your net worth. I'm not saying be fake, because I don't do that. I ain't gonna be fake to nobody. But you want to make sure that you find people that you actually like, and when you find those people that you like, surround yourself with those people, because you never know how somebody can contribute to your success, how you can contribute to somebody else's success. If I got something that somebody else could use and they're my friend, I'm going to do everything in my possible power to be able to help them out. Same thing, if I have somebody that I consider a friend, most likely they're going to be able to do everything in their possible power to help me out and to be successful, because friends want to see friends win, and the more friends you have, the more people that are going to contribute to your success and you winning. And lastly, number 10, this may not come as a surprise to most people who's been on my channel, but apply for scholarships. If you are a freshman in school, just because you might not come in with a scholarship for your first year, you can apply for scholarship for your next 3 years. If you're a junior, same thing. You can apply for scholarship for your sophomore year. If you're a sophomore, you apply for scholarship for your junior year. If you're a senior, apply for scholarships for graduate school. Graduate school has scholarships too. You want to make sure that you do everything you can to get free stuff. I love free stuff. I especially love free money that I ain't gotta pay back, money I can spend like I want to spend it. And that's your opportunity to do so, is scholarship. That allow you to go to college, have fun, and when you graduate, you don't owe nobody a dime, okay? That's what I want for everybody. So if you want to know how to get scholarships, also make sure that you watch my scholarship video. That will be either up in the cards or down below in the bio. Well, that was all that I have for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long for you. I know that, my camera cut out and I had to restart and everything. But like I said, if you hear anything in the background, there's cleaning. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. More videos is coming. Once again, I'm Diamond Star, and this is the best, the brightest, the nicest, and the finest channel on YouTube, Diamond Star. And for now, I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.
I've been on my grind, don't speak, they'll see it soon. I gotta get paid, yeah. I got it self-made, yeah. I stay